Hello, hello, it's Simone. I'm back with week 11 of my Project Life 2018. And if you haven't watched my video last week, I have decided that I am going to pick my cards in advance because this is what takes most of the time usually when I am creating my spreads. And what I did was I just pulled out my new sorting system. I also have talked about this in another video, and if you are interested in that, I will leave it in the description box below, a link to that video so you can check it out. And yeah, so when I print my photos, which I actually have been doing really well, I'm picking my photos from the previous week on the next Monday, and then I sent them off to get them printed at Costco, and then they trickle in the next week. And since that's why I actually deliberately started late so that I wouldn't struggle with waiting for my photos. So I have printed all of my photos up to this current week. The only one that I'm missing is last week, as you're watching this on the, what's today's date? 13th, 14th of May, I think, if you're watching it right when it was published. And yeah, I'm still needing to choose the photos from this past week and send it off to Costco. But all the other weeks up to that point are printed and in my possession. So when they come in and I have several of them in my possession, several weeks, I will just pull out my cards. I will cut my photos apart and spread them out, and then I will pick cards. This way, I'm not starting over again and again every time I'm working on a spread, but I'm kind of in the groove because I'm choosing or picking cards for several weeks in a row. I also, you will see in the next videos that will be coming up soon, that I'm not picking just one card. I'm picking several cards because I'm not sure which one I want to use, so that I have a little bit of a choice, but not that much. So what did I do? When I was talking about how I'm picking my cards starting last week, I spread them out. As you can see, I cut down my photo, and then I went into the chipboard and thicker embellishments and just looked for things that would go with the photos and the themes. I am subscribed to the Ali Edwards Story by the Month kit, and there is a chipboard sticker sheet included in every month. So that I naturally want to use them, and I have found that it is easier to look for those before I start embellishing the rest of my stuff. And now I'm off, but that's good because I can catch up with what I've been talking about. So I laid them out, I placed them on the photo, and then I went to my already reduced die cuts. I talked about this last week as well. I have a box where I put all the die cuts that are left over, or that are just roaming around in my room in one box, and that is what I actually use for embellishing my Project Life spreads. So I had been using the same things for the past 11 weeks, and there is still things in there that started in that box when I started out. And so I thought it was time to just put everything away that I don't like and purge it. And make sure you check out my Instagram. I am starting a giveaway week. I have several purged Project Life cards, those embellishments that I'm probably not going to use. And I'm going to host several giveaways through the next week. And yeah, so that's what I was talking about. I went through my die cuts, but this box is quite empty at the moment now. I still haven't really figured out what I'm going to do now that it's empty. Maybe I need to refill it, but I'm not sure where I'm going to get my die cuts. I have several different bins where I keep them, and yeah, I haven't made up my mind. But what I found in the meantime is that I also have a huge stash of stamps, and that could also be a great source of embellishments. So maybe I should challenge myself to use more stamps until I get more die cuts from my next Coco Daisy kit. And it's not I really like that idea, and I will definitely do it. So this box here is from Brandy Kincaid. I also purchased her Extravagant Hope digital kits and print them, and I think it's a whole sheet with boxes and labels included in one of them. I think it was March. And I love them. It helps you make your own journaling cards, and that's exactly what I did. So as I said, I have so many stamps that are amazing to make labels, as you can see, embellishments and stuff like that. And here, actually textures. So this looks like a washi strip with dots, and I added it on several places throughout this spread, and it really helped make it cohesive. So I love that 100% real life one, and I haven't really been happy with this card, and so I decided I'm just not going to dig out my journaling cards, but look at my 6x6 papers, because as you can see, I have a lot. It might not be as much as other people have, but for me, this is already a lot, and I just want to make sure that I'm using my stuff. I really feel bad when I get stuff in and just not use it all. So I told you, or what I'm always talking about is that I actually want to make creating easy for me. I don't want to put on rules that don't make sense, but somehow I also really love having rules or a certain set of steps that I take to create my layouts. It's just so much easier when you follow the same steps all throughout. And I had the idea that since I'm already picking the cards ahead of time, that if I think that a card won't work just like here, or that I need paper to back my layout, spreads, cards, whatever you may want to call them, then it would be a great idea to dig out my 6x6 paper pads and use them. And also, that is something that I really, really want to do over the next weeks, is instead of using more die cuts, is to just create die cuts and embellishments with my stamps and my 6x6 paper pads. I'm not going to do like to create them in advance, just as I need them at that moment. I think that's something that is often overlooked when you're creating, and so I hope you were interested in it and will check it out next week. And yes, I totally have lots and lots of die cuts, but I also love to, since I'm not using collections, I really have a hard time getting out my die cuts that belong to certain collections and using them here, because I'm afraid that when I actually create 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts, that I then will miss exactly those die cuts. I don't know if you have the same problem, or if that's just my weird thinking. But this way, I can keep those and then create my own die cuts. So since I'm talking about die cuts and it is pretty obvious what I'm doing on the screen right now, I'm just going to talk about this some more, because I have found that, first of all, I am using die cuts that I never thought I would. So I'm really hesitant to purge them when I go through them, But also, I'm also actually, when I'm looking at them and when I'm unpacking them and starting to use them, and I find that some just don't speak to me, I'm not going to keep them and make me feel like I have so much stuff when in reality I actually don't. So I'm done. This is my very minimal spread. I really like how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I have several, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. And if you are interested in a giveaway, check out my Instagram. It is at Simone, as you can see it on the screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Project Life Process videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!